Hello, American government students. We are in the middle of Unit 5, Economic Issues in Sports. What I want to do is take a quick look at the calendar. As you guys can see here, it's kind of changed a little bit. District announced new guidelines on Fridays moving forward, so I had to take out that Friday. I'm not sure what kind of thing we have set up for there, but we have no class on that day. This week we have no class on Friday. 24th was an institute day already built in. So as you guys can see here, calendars changed a little bit. I'm going to the philosophy of giving 2 days. So for like an assignment today, which is contracts, um, we're going to have 2 days on it. Normally it would have just been a day, but I'm trying to expand this to give us more time to work on certain things. So that's what we're at right now. Last week in the beginning of this week, we kind of looked at economic issues dealing with college players, right? Should they be compensated? What's the challenges? What can they market themselves? Should they get paid? What kind of stipend should they have? Should they just get paid on whatever? And which athletes get paid? Should rowers get paid? Should it only be like football players? Should it be basketball? Wrestlers. Who should be compensated? So there's a lot of issues at stake there. So for the next couple of weeks, what I want to do is now look at professional athletes and issues, economic issues. Okay, so I want to go to contracts. So what we're going to do today is you guys are going to make a copy of bad contracts, and I kind of use that term because from a player's perspective, it could be a bad contract, or from an owner's perspective, it can be a bad contract. Okay, you're going to click on it, and then you're going to make a copy of it, right? So, and when you're done, you're going to submit it here. Remember, always submit it in the Google form. It's a short sheet here. So you're going to put your first name, your last name, which period you are, and then make sure you get a shareable link. Remember, always get a shareable link, share. A little bit slow with it, but yeah, right here, that's the link. Copy that link. Okay. And then you paste that right there, right? So that moving forward, make sure we do that. The assignment we're going to be looking at, and what I want you guys to do is we're going to watch two videos. One's Bobby Bonilla, the other one's Ricky Williams. So if you click right here are the two videos, Bobby Bonilla and Ricky Williams. Bobby Bonilla, from a player's point of view, this is one of the best contracts ever. Okay, so just click play. It's a 10-minute video. You guys are going to watch it. You don't have to read this article, but it goes more to the analytics about why it was an awesome contract from a player's perspective. It's an awful contract from an owner's perspective. But you guys know when we watch the videos, just write 3 facts, opinions, statements about Bobby Bonilla and the contract with the Mets. Again, you know me, I don't ask questions about the videos. I just want you guys to watch and respond. And then the second video I want you to click on is Ricky Williams. It's the same thing. It's a video is about 12 minutes long. And then it goes into the analytics about why it's an awful contract from a player's perspective. And it's a great contract from a franchise perspective because they put a lot of escalators in it. And even if Ricky Williams had like the greatest running back performance in history and the best years of the greatest running backs like Walter Payton or Barry Sanders, he still wouldn't have reached a lot of the incentives in the contract. It's just an awful contract from a player's perspective. It's bad. So it's pretty bad. So that's what you're going to do. The second half of this assignment is you're going to identify the 3 worst contracts in sports history. And so what I mean by this, and I highlighted this right here, the contracts can be considered bad from either the athlete or franchise perspective. So you could be like, this contract was awful for the Bulls. They shouldn't have signed this guy. Tell me the player, the athlete, the franchise, and then summarize why it was a bad contract. They overspent. They could have got other players. Or it could be like, this athlete shouldn't have signed. He had a great performance and he didn't get compensated well enough. I don't care what position you take. Just I want you to identify 3 bad contracts. And here's a bunch of links I have up here. They're from the NHL, NFL. So if you have no idea about bad contracts, I know some of us are more knowledgeable in this. You can go through these, and that's fine if you use one of these. Contracts are a big issue because what happened is a lot of leagues instituted salary caps because of these contracts. The NHL, they had a lockout in the 90s, and then they did a salary cap. It's a hard salary cap where franchises can only spend a certain amount of money and they can't go over it. In the NBA, they put a salary cap because of these contracts. They have something called a luxury tax where you pay a little bit more if you go with a salary cap, not a little bit, a lot more. And so it kind of makes them stay within the salary cap. Major League Baseball still doesn't have a salary cap, but pretty much every sports league does. Even the the football leagues in Europe are talking about doing salary caps. So one of my favorite leagues is the Scottish Premier League. They're talking about doing it just for financial reasons. So because of these insane contracts that really exploded in the 90s and in the thousands, early part of the thousands, you had, and this is a big economic issue, is this really a free market, right? And that's a big economic issue, is that these people, if they can demand this amount of money, why are you putting a cap on it? So it's a great issue at the professional rankings. So this is the assignment for the next 2 days. All right, so guys, let's work on this. Again, big copy, submit it here. Do a couple questions in your study guide. And that's where we're at. So if you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to reach out to me. Otherwise, take care.